So, Saturday, the 22nd of June, I'm on Chugs, and time to reflect. We've actually been on board now for 6 months exactly, and we're really enjoying it. We've adapted well to boat life, absolutely adore it as we moved on in the middle of winter. As you remember, just before Christmas last year, we've had some weather. We've had some really horrible weather, stormy, windy, snowy, icy. We've had it all, same as every other boater, but we've adjusted. And now, look at that weather. It is absolutely glorious out there. So we're going to take Chuggabug out. Got the mother-in-law coming, Sandy's mum, Joan. She's coming down for a ride, her first ride on Chuggabug. And Harry's over from Australia. He's back at home for 7 weeks, so he's coming with his girlfriend Lauren. So we're going on a bit of a cruise. I just want to share this little clip though. It was taken a couple of months ago. If you remember my friend Nigel, well, a friend of his came down in his old Rover P5B, I believe it is, and I just did a little bit of a film of it. And I know there's quite a few of our viewers that like the old cars. Especially Mick and Judith, our old friend from the manor, that if you remember I did a vlog about. He's got a few lovely old cars, and I always think of him when I see these old cars. And incidentally, they're coming down for a visit next month as well. They've been in touch, so I'm looking forward to showing them Chuggabug and taking them for a ride somewhere. That'll be nice. Anyway, have a look at this little clip. It's only a little one, but it's a beautiful old car. And there's Lee's dog, all excited to get on the grass. It was an absolutely beautiful day. And there's Lee's beautiful Rover, next doors to Nigel's lovely Triumph for Tess. They were on their way to Cholmondeley as there was a car show there, so they were showing the cars. Absolutely beautiful example of the Rover P5B. And when you go inside, you can smell the leather and the luxury. It's a complete an utter credit to Lee for keeping this vehicle on the road and keeping it as lovely and as regal as it is. Well, we were soon on our way up the cut, and where else would we go just for a short little trip but the Shady Oak, just a little bit east up the Shropshire Union Canal. Absolutely beautiful day for a cruise, and so pleased to have our frog Tillipin in, as the mother-in-law hates frogs. Yes, Lauren had a go at the tiller, and there's Joan, God bless her, enjoying the sunshine and the Shropshire Union. Yes, we were looking forward to taking them aboard and, of course, enjoying the sun. Now, if you remember a few weeks ago, we shared a lovely trip to the Anderton boat lift with our boaty neighbours, Kevin and Marie, and we were going to meet them down at the Shady. They were following us in their boat, snug as a bug, so we were looking forward to meeting them and having a little bit of a get-together at the Shady Oak. Now, a little bit of a smaller vessel for Harry to navigate the waters. Obviously, he's used to a big cruise ship, but he had Neil in charge, our little hare at the bow of the boat. That came from our former home in North Wales. We call him Neil after Neil Armstrong, as he's always staring at the moon. Now, it was quite nice for me to have a turn sitting in the bow. Me and Sandy shared a lovely cruise going up here. Really nice and unusual for us, as it is peaceful and quiet. Just have a listen. Yes, so peaceful and very, very relaxing. Saying hello to fellow boaters going the other way. Yes, we're so lucky to have these waters, and for those of you that follow Jo and Michael on Minimalist, you will see them now following our waters and on their way into Chester. Well, look at us, sat on the bow of Chuggabug. There's Sandy and Dale. Yes, it's Dale, yes. And Harry, I don't know if you can see over there, is on the tiller. So this is a first for me. Never sat at the front before. This is amazing. It's so quiet, very, very peaceful. And looking forward to going to the Shady Oak, where I'm hoping Sandy is going to cook us a nice curry. I've had no comment from the other side of the boat. We'll see. Catch you in a Yes, we weren't far away from the Shady Oak, and we decided to go through Loch and actually take the mother-in-law through the loch. And we do enjoy going up there, as it's just nice to do a loch for a change. Hello, Mr. Heron. Oh, as ever, goodbye. But as you can see, we had an unexpected guest on this bridge, and he had an audience. All his family and friends were watching, and I was just hoping that me and Sandy were sitting at the front. We weren't going to be target practice. Yes, we didn't want to see his blunt end come over the side of that bridge and him hit a bullseye. Please don't, Mrs. Cow. I do believe she was tempted, but I think she saw the whites of our eyes and then forgot the idea. Hello, Shady Oak. Strange to just cruise past and not have my hand on the tiller. And we did see a few of our friends' boats. Hello, Steve. Well, before we knew it, we were at Loch, which is obviously just a couple of 100 yards past the pub anyway. But now it was a novel thing for me. I was going to go and do the loch with Sandy. Now, I'm a bit out of practice. The last time I did a loch, we were actually bringing Chuggabug down from Aqueduct Marina, and that was the last time, so I was a bit rusty, but it's a good job I had a good teacher. Thank you, Sandy. Well, the water level had soon equalised, and we could give Harry the go-ahead to bring Chuggabug into the loch. Now, as you see Chuggabug coming into the loch, you'll notice Joan sitting on the stern, and she gives everyone a very royal wave. God bless you. Yes, hello, Queenie. So Harry had expertly guided Chugs into the loch, and then it was time for us to close the gates behind him, and then walk to the other gates to open the paddles to let the water in, to bring him up so we can travel uphill and eastbound on the Shroppie. Going up. I do love the sounds of the water in the loch. Now Sandy and I were just about to close the gates. You can see Chuggabug waiting for us up there, and Sandy noticed another boat coming in. So just to be courteous and to do the boaty thing, we waited for the boat to come in and then closed the gates behind it. And then we were soon on our way to the winding hole so we can turn round and do it all again. So a quick turnaround and then heading west on the Shropshire Union. Now there you can see our friends Nigel and Jill's boat, and we did actually moor up at the Shady Oak, but for a very short time, as we received a telephone call from Kevin and Marie that they had broken down. They'd left the marina and only been on the water for a couple of minutes and travelled about 500 yards, and their engine stopped. So we became a rescue service. We hurried to where they were, tied a line on, and then we had to tow them. Now obviously Kev had very little steering, so we kept a relatively short line as there was a moored boat on the way, so we didn't want to cause any damage or hit anybody. We just went past the marina entrance and then dragged him in forward, so we did have rudder control, and then we got him back on his pontoon, no problem at all. Right, Kev's just undoing that. Jump on, Kev! If you think we were a little bit out from the bank, you'd be right. The Shroppie shelf was evil this day. I don't know whether the water levels were extremely low, but the shelf came out at least about a metre, I would say. Anyway, you can see the bow of Kev's boat soon fell off the shelf, so it was time to move. Let's get going, Kev. You're right. Yes, we needed to get going and get some water over our rudder, as we were a little bit out of control as well on the shelf. But it was all sorted, and we did eventually get him back safely. It's got a protector around it. We're off it. We're good, Kev. Nearly knocked him over. It's all going on the vlog, Kev. Oh yes, definitely is. Now, this is Sandy and I. We actually had to go and drop Joan and Harry and Lauren off, and then we came back out to get Kev. And this is us just reversing. Now, we didn't actually film us pulling him into the marina, as we were a little bit busy. But we did get him in. Didn't hit any boats, and no damage done. So, as you can see, great cruise and quite an eventful afternoon. First time we've towed a boat, going backwards and forwards, but we didn't hit anything and no damage done. But I just hope Kevin and Marie get the lovely little boat fixed as soon as, so we can go cruising again. Well, it's the Monday. I'm going the right way from work. I'm going home, going back to Chuggabug now for a nice bit of tea and a sit down. Hope you enjoyed the vlog. If you like it, please give me the thumbs up and subscribe. We'll catch you next time.